Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Today, in episode 34, we are looking at how to release the urge to control. Not always easy, but it is possible. So, welcome. Let me come back up here on screen. I'm Christine Bernat, stress management coach. I'm excited to have you here on this journey. And hopefully, you're experiencing some of the progress that Christian is experiencing, dad of four, and he might be able to join us later. So, this urge to control, where does this come from? How does it hijack who we are? You know, we're raised in a society right from the time we go to school. We've got to follow the rules. And yes, we need rules. Don't get me wrong. We need rules. But there's the rules, and then there's controlling to bend people's minds to be exactly like you. I could say easily, if I thought I wanted to bend your mind, I'd say the only solution is the snap, tap, and zap. And no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm saying it's just a simple example of, what letting go of control can look like. What I'm saying is just to release the stress, whatever way you need to. Some people can be a hike in the woods. Some people it's going to the gym. Some people it's whatever that may look like, is to self-regulate with snap, tap, zap. There are other self-regulation tools. Yesterday I had a client and she says, "Oh, Christine, I prefer the evening," which is you put your hands on your shoulders and you go down your arms. So let's do that today to get grounded. Let's take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Letting go of all the tension in your body. Notice where it is. And let it go. Breathing in and exhaling. Sometimes I actually prefer this technique, so I do it. And today I'm finding it has a beautiful grounding effect on me. So hopefully this will help you get better grounded, or you can just do breath work. Breathing in, noticing how does your body feel? Are your toes all scrunched up? Are your fingers relaxed? Are they relaxed? How do you feel right now? Are you feeling calmer, more grounded? That's the main thing. Because releasing the urge to control, when my kids were younger, I wanted things to be perfect. I still remember that day where I told my son, I still kind of regret telling him that today. I have apologized when he was much older, but I made a slide for him, and it took me hours to make this slide out of snow because there wasn't that much snow from the deck. And the next day was kind of a melty day. The snow was melting. I said, "Oh, don't go on the slide, you'll break it." Well, what happened the day after? Melted even more and more, and he never got to go on the slide again. Like, what was I thinking? We could have had another day or two of fun sliding together. Instead, my brain got in the way and I was unable to enjoy the moment. So that's an example, very simple example of control. And it played out in his life as he became a teen. He was about 15, 16, and we're sliding. And he's telling all the kids to watch out, don't break the slide. Exactly what I had told him. My heart melted and I was like, oh no, that wasn't my intention. But as we've spoken about, kids will pick up and this program stays in their minds and it plays out later. Just like for us, some of these programs are playing out and you are creating situations where you have this feeling that you need to control. And are you really pausing to see, am I trying to control with what I've been taught? Or am I just really listening to my inner wisdom, my self-love, the love I have for my children and my loved ones right now? So this is very important in my opinion, obviously. You can do or say whatever it is that you like. But I have found that control comes from fear. Yes, remember the slide story, the fear that the slide would be ruined and all my hours of work would be ruined. And in the end, wasn't really worth it, was it? I would have had more fun just enjoying, even if it was just 2 more slides down the slide and it would have broken, it's okay. We would have enjoyed a couple more slides because spring came and there was no more sliding done to be done. There was that fear behind it. Perfectionism causes that fear. Wanted things to be perfect for him and wanted to keep the slide perfect. But what I wasn't thinking of was, I'm going to self-regulate a little bit. This seems to be triggering me right now, and that's okay. Start with the ABCs. Always start with the ABCs over and over. Breathing in, relaxing the shoulders, and exhaling. Don't be shy to do it with me. The more you do the snap, tap, and zap out, the more your brain feels safe and is willing to try something new. And sometimes there's this click. I remember this client that had decided that was having a really issue with a parent. And the client did not realize a certain aspect and had this thought that if they did A, B would happen, and was unable to say no to that person in order to love themselves more, to respect themselves more. And then all of a sudden, there was this click. No, I can say no to this. This doesn't mean I don't love them. This only means that I can set some clear boundaries where I respect myself. And sometimes we just need to teach others about boundaries. Not easy to do. For me, it's very, very challenging because I was raised as a people pleaser. Yep. It's okay. I know that about myself and you. Yes, there are dads out there that were raised to please people. And if they don't please people, they feel they're not doing a good enough job. They feel a whole bunch of emotions. Or maybe you're not allowing yourself to feel that. So how do we release that control so that we can improve our relationships and bring more peace into our home so that our loved ones feel seen, heard, loved, and valued? That's all most of us ever want, isn't it? And be careful, I did not say that you did not love your children or your spouse or your loved ones. I said, how do they feel? There's a big distinction to be had right here. We don't always realize, of course, I loved my kids. When I told my son that he couldn't slide on a beautiful sunny day, right? Fear took over, yes, but this need to control the environment, right, came in. And I believe that if I had been able to self regulate, tune into my inner wisdom, take a few breaths as I released, I would have been able to say, hey, honey, let's slide. How do you feel if I say no? How do you feel if I say yes? I could have respected him even more. Do you care if we break the slide today and we can't slide tomorrow? We don't know what the weather will be. He might have said, Mom, I don't care. I just want to slide now. And that's okay. So taking in a deep breath, relaxing the shoulders, and exhaling, just letting go, so that we have inner peace in our hearts. And this inner peace will create a ripple effect of love in our families, in our loved ones. And that, to me, is what is most important. So, what is it that creates you, that triggers you into control? Becoming aware of it is the first step. If your kids aren't doing what you want, that could be something that triggers you into wanting to control everything. Taking a deep breath in, tapping, relaxing, and exhaling. What is it that triggers you, that makes you want to control things instead of being present, grounded in the moment, grounded into your self-love, grounded into your inner wisdom? This may be way out. If Christian was here, he'd obviously be saying something. Hey, Christine, just hold it a minute here. We need to catch up to you. And that's okay. You can write a comment in the chat and we can see what's going on. I'm trying to follow. Oh, there we go. I found it. So I found a way to find my chat. Yay! In the Facebook group. Getting there, learning all this digital stuff. Definitely not my biggest strength. However, I'm learning and it's a-okay. Just like you are probably learning what it is that we're doing here, learning how to self-regulate so that you can keep that survival part of your brain, that part that was recorded between the ages of 0 and 7, right? You used your 5 senses to observe how things were, to hear, listen. You integrated that without any critical thinking skills. So now it's showing up in a way that not quite the way you may want. It directs us without us ever even realizing it or becoming aware. We're so busy going on to the next to-do thing. Oh, I gotta get this done. I gotta get that done. This is really important. I've got this project. Take a minute, relax the shoulders, and sap that uncertainty, that fear that comes up so that you can just be present for yourself, because the uncertainty often means that there might be a fear behind it, and it's okay. However, it's our responsibility, in my opinion, to say, hey, just a minute, I'm going to look at this much deeper. I'm going to take a minute. Maybe I don't have time right now to take a minute, but I will later. And you know, when my son was a teenager and I apologized to him, he was then able to let the kids slide like they wanted, and he went and enjoyed himself with everyone. So one thing resolved. How many more? Thousands more to go. Do it while your kids are young. That way you don't have 1,000 things to release. When you get to my beautiful young age, I won't say how old I am. So sometimes we're afraid because we don't know what to expect as well. We're not sure. What is it that, you know, you want to expect that brings you the control, because you need things. If you expect your kids to get really good grades at school, then you may expect things and you may want to control and micromanage to make sure. Now, there's a distinction made between supporting your child. Oh, do you have homework? Would you like support with your homework? Did you understand what the teacher was saying? And sit down, do your homework. You can't do anything until you've done your homework, blah, 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 you know? So, breathing in, relaxing the shoulders, and exhaling. What's this one thing? Oh, yeah, I wrote this sentence the other day and I wanted to share. And I heard this in a movie, I know, but just think of it. Because there's uncertainty, doesn't mean there's anything to fear. No, we need to live in fear. Easier said than done, right? Living in fear. Sometimes it's not easy. And because we feel uncertain doesn't mean that there's something that we need to fear, but our unconscious might be living in fear. And that's where it becomes challenging for us to be the best version of ourselves, right? So, hope you learned how to release some of that control so you can improve your relationships and be more at peace in your home. So, what's one area where you're learning to let go? Let's support one another in the chat. Please share. Dare to. And if you need more support, you can connect with me on the QR code. And thank you for being part of the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Fridays, remember, we love to celebrate your success. So join me to